All right, Kenman here, and it is finally time to start the mini knife shootout. What? That's right. I moderately converted. I used to be a big knife only guy. I picked up one of these smaller little mini knives and fell in love. Next thing you know, I got a bunch of them. We're going to go through them. We're going to see which ones are good, which ones are bad, which is something that you want to carry, which is something you might just want for your collection. Everything in between and betwixt and all of the things, mini knives, round one. The intro list. Okay. So we're going to have to look at these. We're going to talk about them, little brief overview. We're going to discuss some parameters, kind of what qualifies as a mini, and get ready to make some cuts for round two. So today, let's get started. I have several minis, and like I said, we're going to have to try to figure out how we can define what a mini is. Why do I say that? Well, for example, this is the mini Paragon. So this blade is almost bigger than every one of these knives, but you know, this is the Kaiser Mini Paragon. So does this qualify as a mini? Well, in this video, in this little shootout that we're doing, it does not. Is it a mini in a big way? Yes, it is. Is it an awesome knife? Yes, it is. But we won't be using this particular type of mini today. Another example we can stick with Kaiser would be the Mini Roach. Comment below. Does the Mini Roach qualify for this or not? I'm on the fence with this one. It feels like it's a little bit larger, but it is called the Mini Roach. Let's see those comments. Does it need to stay or does it need to go? I'm going to put it on this little side section that we will maybe bring them out in a minute. I have the Mini Towser K. I don't think this one qualifies either. It's just a little bit smaller than the Towser K. This is probably one of my favorite knives that I own. But it's a little bit more of a full sizer. Why can't I get that clutch lock working today? So it's not going to be in this particular category. I don't feel it quite qualifies. Maybe the Roach, Mini Roach does, but that one, a little big. Next up, we've got the Civ Mini Praxis. Now, I didn't have this one out on the table, and I probably should have. I, for some reason, put it on the side with maybe not minis. But the reality is it's about the same size as this Mini October here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Mini Praxis from Civ and put it up next to the October for now. So we've got a little list building up here. I'll get that out of our camera for now. And we'll kind of bring them out. We'll kind of see where we're at. I'm just going to keep adding to that list quickly. Another Kaiser. This one is the Mini October. Very similar in size to that Mini Praxis. A little bit smaller than the Roach. But does it qualify as sit in the mini category? It's a little longer, but it is a cool knife and it is a smaller knife. So we've got to start making some definitions of what classifies a mini for this particular shootout. Do we have to go with like a measurement maybe, like under a certain length? Let me see in the comments what's everyone thinking about it. I'm going to put that one up with that group over there. Any others that might consider to go with that group? We'll stick a lot of Kaisers falling under this. This is the Mini Sheepdog. So this one I think almost gets right in that range where it does qualify as a mini. Really nice little button lock. Sheepdog's a really nice knife. Still maybe kind of on the fence, but a little bit closer to more falling in the range of the size for the minis. So I think this one will qualify. So I have the top list that we're going to look at. That is the maybe, maybe nots. This one is the maybe, maybe so's. I don't know what I'm saying. Another one that falls under there is the NAF's Lander. This is the Lander 1. This is a nice little user knife. Great little daily carry. Does this qualify as a mini? It qualifies to me as like a 5th pocket. So a lot of these, you know, how are we defining it? Is it going to be a mini because it's really small, or is it a mini because it's a 5th pocket carry, or is there a dimension that we need to fall underneath? Where does the NAF's Lander go? I made the scales for that, 3D printed them on my resin printer. Need to do some more with that and kind of sidetracked by other things, but I'll get back into that pretty soon. Comment below if you'd like to see some more 3D printing back on the channel. So this one I'm going to put up with those first group of the not quite sure it fits in, but maybe. Probably one of the last ones that kind of put in that category. Jeez, what's wrong with me today? This is the CRKT Mini, or is it called the Mini, or is it just the Pilar? The Pillar. Pilar. Pretty close to qualifying as a Mini. It could be easily that 5th pocket user. I think it's kind of more like down with where the Sheepdog was, where I think it's going to probably fit in this class and category, but it is kind of on the edge of the larger side. So we will put that down with that Sheepdog in category number 2 for now. Another one I did have off to the side was this Rough Rider. The reason being is because I have this Rough Rider Lockback right here. This one definitely qualifies as a mini. It is small. Got a nice little lockback right there. Really nice feel, bone and the nickel bolsters, or nickel silver bolsters, sorry. But this one's definitely small enough that it fits in the category. We'll let that one be for sure. But this one is similar in size to some of those over there. So does this qualify as a mini at this size? Are we going to call it just this one? Or because, like I said, if we're going for like 5th pocket users, this lockback right here is a nice solid, clicks out, similar with the bone and the nickel silver bolster. Really nice and slicey. Great user. I mean, it's not very fidgety because you got a 2-handed operation with that lockback, but it locks out solid and it works. So, excuse me, this could qualify. I'm going to put it down next to the Pillar and the Sheepdog for now. We can decide. Comment below if that one, if you think that one should fit in this final shootouts. Another one, the Lockback, similar kind of in size. It is a little bit smaller than this one, a little bit bigger than that one. But this is the Concept, what's the name of this? The Wedge. I had it labeled wrong initially when I got it. But this is like the Concept's updated kind of version and take on the old school kind of lockback knife. It's got a really nice feel. It clicks out. It's really solid. I enjoy this. If you like those cheaper Rough Rider knives and you're looking for something similar, definitely check out this one from Concept. But this is going to go under in the shootout 100% for sure. It is a smaller knife. It feels good. I'm excited to see where that one lands in the final. 100% in. All right, let's keep going. This one was another one from Kaiser that kind of is close, but because it's short and it's stubby, this one's making the cut. It's going to be in for sure. This is the Urban Buoy. I got a nice lanyard on there to give it some length so I can get better grabs on there. But this knife is great. I think it's super fun. And it may look a little larger and beefy, but it's definitely a smaller knife. So it's going in the shootout, making it to round 2 for sure. Okay. Pretty much all of these will probably make it to the next round. I don't know if any of them really don't qualify. This one here is kind of the silly off the wall, off, you know, whatever. This is the ceramic Parrot kitchen knife I got off of Amazon. This is just a silly little thing, very cheap, very flimsy, but we got to kind of cover all the bases, you know, a little high end, a little lower end, and kind of let them compare and contrast each other, and one will say why another one is better or vice versa. What really got me with this is when I did the cut test. If you've never cut anything like paper with a with a ceramic knife. It's mind-blowing how sharp this little thing is for so cheap and just being a piece of ceramic. But man, it cuts. It cuts. All right, made the list. Let's go. Next up, got several, let's see. We've got these Kershaws. Here's the classic Kershaw Chive. I've had this forever. It's actually been, I kind of had to reprofile it a little bit. If you see the blade tip is not quite accurate, I kind of chipped the tip and kind of had to grind it in there and kind of fix it many years ago. But I've had this knife for a long time. It's a nice little one from Kershaw. It's been kind of one of those ones that is kind of a staple, I guess, in there. They've got the leak and the chive and the whatever's, but there's several different sizes of this kind of version, but it's just a classic model. Like I said, man, I think I've had this like 20 years, but it's a smaller good one for the Shootout. Boom. Moving on. Got another Kershaw. This is one of my newer Kershaws. This is the Cinder. Titanium. Justin and I are Cinder brothers. Got each other one of these. This is just a funny little bottle opener, but there's no doubt about it. This makes the mini Shootout probably one of the smallest blades out of all of them. Or actually, that's the truth. This is the smallest blade. So gotta be in the Shootout for sure. Making the cut. Making the cut. Which ones do we want to look at next? Neck is boom. Man, I tell you. CRKT CEO, or is it, what is this? I'm trying to remember. Make some notes maybe once in your life, Dan. CEO Compact or Compact CEO. Either way, CRKT. You know, it's a little longer this way, but it is really thin and doesn't take up a lot of space. So I think this one will make the Shootout. Comment below, like I said, if I get a bunch of votes, people saying, oh, that one's too big or whatever, then fine. But we're just making stuff up here, so who's to say what's what? The one thing I noticed about this is, see all this wear? I've seen other people make comments that the same thing happened to them, but this coating on here, I've barely carried this. This was kind of in a bag that doesn't even really rub around or anything like that, and that's how much just kind of naturally falls off just from barely touching it. Kind of disappointing in a way, but it's not too expensive of a knife, and it is a nicer knife, but you know, if you beat it up, then it should look like that. But if you don't really beat it up and it turns like that, it's like, man, come on, right? Okay, I'm just beating around here. Okay, let's just look at them. We got to get them going. We got to keep going. We don't want this video to be forever. This is a very recent purchase. This is the Buck 379. Nice burl wood. Very small. No lock. Just a little slip joint. Simple. Old school. Something your grandpa would carry. Very thin. Very small. Very slicey, though. Fits the Shootout. Boom. We are getting down there. Let's look at some concepts. This is the Rio, one of my newer acquisitions. I really like this one. It's fun. It's cute. It's weird. Struggle with opening it. Took me a while to figure out getting my thumb right in there, and now I can flick it out pretty good, but I hand this off to some friends, and I spent some time with it too, just kind of trying to figure out how to make it work. So that's something that we'll talk about too, is like how functional is it as a smaller knife, but makes the cut. Another concept, mini Corvid, definitely in. Who doesn't want a tiny little cleaver in their life? Fantastic. It's in. We're getting down there. I know everyone's been looking at this one right here. The SKM Italian-made Stiletto. Boom. Definitely a mini. Put her in the Shootout. Is it going to make the cut? I don't know. On pure looks and functionality, it's super cool. But usable? Maybe not as much. Another thing to consider for the Shootout. Go ahead and comment below what the qualifications should be. Should we have like size, usability, functionality, whatever, control, sharp materials. I don't know. Leave them in the comments. Help me decide so we can when we get to round 2, we've got more stuff, more fun. Let's go. All right. We have another Kershaw. Jesus, Dan. Like I said, when they're small, sometimes it's harder with my big old mitts to get a hold of it. This is the Kershaw Ember. This is one of my favorite laser marks that I've done recently, that Paisley. Ooh, tell me that doesn't look super cool. It did just look like this. And I did that custom laser multi-color, multi-shading. This does have a assist, and it's just tiny. Barely can hold on to this little guy. But man, tell me that didn't turn out great, that laser mark. Making the shootout for round 2. Kershaw, what was it, Ember? Okay, we have the NHDT SW701. It's got a titanium handle and S35VN blade. This is a little Amazon buy for like 25 bucks. There, I failed it. But little flick out. It's got a nice piece of titanium for the handle that I did the anodizing on. This was more of that natural titanium color, and I did that blue. I've used it, carried it. You can see where it was a brighter blue in the cracks. I've kind of weathered it, and it's worn in from handling it and holding it. But this one's great. Just it's so small. It just pow. Most of these disappear super easy. Great 5th pocket carry. Great mini. Makes the shootout for round 2 for sure. Right in the middle here, we've got the Civ Baby Banter. Enough said. Makes the shootout. Fun little knife. Got that lanyard on there for the extra control and that little choke up spot. I don't even need to say any more. That one makes the list for sure. Let's get that over there. Keep this. We're getting down. We've looked at a lot of them. We're almost to the final set. I've got another CRKT. I've had this pocket money clip for a really long time. What is this called? The Kiss clip. Keep it simple, stupid. Pretty much an open, interesting design, but you can open it with one hand. I used it as a money clip for many years, and it's now kind of just sits in my collection. I haven't used it as a money clip as a while. I got a wallet that I'm pretty good with, and I don't need a clip for my cash. But this is a nice, smaller knife for those little tasks and things when you need one. Making the shootouts. We have another Kaiser. This is the Banish button lock. Super fun, super fidgety, great knife. How could it not make the shootout? I actually have 2. I don't really need to put both in the shootout, but it's a fun knife. So nice. I got it twice. Definitely makes the cut. The Banish, that's a fun one. We have this Albatross Mini Cleaver. How could you not love this? This is going to go style points huge. Maybe not functionality as much. I mean, it does cut. It does feel good in the hand. Your thumb sits in that spot nice. If you just got a mini for opening boxes and stuff like that, look at the Damascus on there. Closes easy. One-handed operation works good. You can flick it out too. Maybe. Don't fail, Dan. There you go. How could it not make the cut? And we have the Mini Pyrite, the CJRB Mini Pyrite. Another great button lock. I really enjoy this one. Feels good. Nice choke up. That lanyard on there gives it that extra little grip. A lot of these could handle a lanyard very well. Doesn't mean they need one, but really does feel nice. Okay, so there we are. I've gone through them. Let's go through my different lists and we can kind of make a final decision here. Okay, so comment below if you think any of these don't make the cut or if you have any questions about them. We have the Kershaw Ember. We have the NHDT SW701. We have the Civ Baby Banter. We have the CRKT Kiss. We have the Kaiser Banish, Albatross Mini Cleaver, CJRB Mini Pyrite. We have the SKM Italian Mini Stiletto. One of my favorites, maybe not in functionality, but just in looks, the Mini Corvid Cleaver by Concept. We have the Concept Rio. We have the Buck 379. Yeah, sorry. Okay, all making the cut for sure. Let's tighten this up. CRKT Compact CEO. All right. We have the Rough Rider Lockback. We have the Concept Lockback. We have the Kaiser Urban Buoy. We have this ridiculous ceramic Parrot knife. The Kershaw Cinder. And the Kershaw Chive. These are all, as far as I'm considered, qualifying for the next stage. Comment below what you think. Here are some that may or may not make the cut. Vote now. We have the Rough Rider Lockback that's a little bit larger. So does that count, or is it too big? We have that CRKT Pilar. I think it should qualify, but it is getting close. Kind of feels a little beefy, so let me know on those. And then obviously the Mini Sheepdog. I feel like it should also qualify, but let's see what everyone has to say in the comments. Boom. So those three, boom, boom, boom. Not quite sure. What do you think? And then we have these four right here. Boom, 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 and boom. The largest of the group. So we have the NAF's Lander. We have the Kaiser Mini October, the Civ Mini Praxis, and the Kaiser Mini Roach. Comment below if you think those will qualify. And that is the list. Here we are. We're about to start getting ready for stage 2. I want to see some comments. Let me know what everyone thinks. Maybe there's one that I missed and I need to pause for a week and order a couple of knives and add them to this. Let me know those as well. I'm excited. There are several of these that I know are going to make the final 5 already. Like I said, I've been carrying a bunch of all of them, and I've been doing some field tests already myself. We'll do some more field tests soon. Stay tuned for round 2. Mini Shootout. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.